Hi guys, and welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So today I thought we'd take a look at the Lost World Jurassic Park comics released by Topps in 1997. Now these kind of tied in nicely with the end of the Return to Jurassic Park series, which sort of marked the end of the original Jurassic Park comic books, and tied in nicely with the beginning of the sequel. So here I have the comic book variants, which were available in the US and Canada, and here I have the novelization of all the comics, so the graphic novel, and it basically is a compilation of all of these. So with the cover artwork, there were two variants for each issue. There was the artwork version, so in this case you can see it's the young girl about to be attacked by the Compsognathus, and this is issue 1. And then there was always a picture version, a picture variant. So there were two versions for each comic essentially. So that's the picture variant for issue 1. And you can see it's actually bursting through the image that we see on the drawn variant. Then here you can see the artist variant for episode 2. And it's got the Parasaurolophus hitting the car there in the stampede, and then the picture variant for issue 2 features Sarah, and she's touching the baby Stegosaurus there. Quite a simple cover compared to the drawn artwork, but a really nice cover. And then we've got issue 3. So in this issue we see the Tyrannosaurus bursting through the waterfall, and you can see Kelly there, and it looks like Vince Vaughn's character there, Nick Owen. He's in there as well. And then here's the picture variant for issue 3, with the raptor looking very fierce in the long grass. And it says here, "Beware the killing fields of Isla Sorna." Really good. And then here's issue 4, so this is the drawn version. I really like this cover because it's just got this really nice red car and the T-Rex. It very well captures the scene in the film when they're being chased by the T-Rex. I really like the artwork here. And I'd love a bigger version of this artwork. I think it's really nice. I love the way it's got this blue outline, blue and red outline around the T-Rex. Really nice and bold. Okay, and then here's the picture variant for issue 4. So we've got T-Rex Terror. And for this version, this issue, they've done a picture version of the T-Rexes when they attack Eddie. I suppose you wouldn't really know that that doesn't relate to this part of the film, but I still think it's, you know, it's interesting that they've chosen an earlier scene in the film to portray the T-Rex Terror. So that's the picture version of this issue, and that's it. So there were 4 issues altogether, and that sums up the entire story of The Lost World. And then that was available as a compilation. So as with the compilation that was released for the original Jurassic Park graphic novel, this one was actually published by Titan Books. So although it's a Topps comic, the publisher was Titan. First thing to note about this comic book is that they've taken the artwork from issue 2 as the cover, and I would say that's probably one of the most striking images on the cover artwork, and I'm glad that they chose this one. On the back it says "Something has survived," and you've got a little bit of information about the book. And when this was released in the UK, this was $4.99. So let's get a closer look at what's inside these comics, starting with the comic books. So here's issue 1 out of the sleeve, and this was $295 in the US, and in Canada it was $4.15, so it would have been quite expensive. And here you can see we've just got a list of the artists on the inside cover. Note that the paper is that sort of cheap paper stock that you used to get in comic books, but you don't now. You get a glossy finish. But at the time, this used to be the standard for Topps comics. And if you've got these comics, you'll be familiar with the artwork. Interesting to note that they've included the deleted scenes that are included on the special editions of the DVD. So here's the boardroom scene that was a deleted scene. And further on we've got the fight with Roland Tembo, which again was a deleted scene in The Lost World, but can be found on the special features of the DVD. So some really nice artwork. I'll just give you a little close up on some of the artwork here, just so you can get an idea. Let's find some dinosaurs as well. I'll see if I can find a dinosaur for you. I think we're going to have the ooh-ah bit with these stegosaurs. Here we are. So on this page you've got the stegosaurs as they're attacking Sarah, and she's hiding in the log. And we've got an advert here for the second issue with that beautiful artwork. So what's interesting to note in this comic is that at the back they've actually got a making of section after these adverts. So here they've got a little bit of an insight into how they actually made this comic, which you don't get in the compilation. So here you can actually see the script, all the blocks in yellow, and here you can see where they're actually doing the layout for the comic, and then on to the sketching stage and the final inking stage. So that's really nice, and that's something that's quite unique to these comic books. And then you've got some adverts for the Topps collector's cards, which has been shown on the channel. I believe I've shown the original Topps for the first film, but I'm yet to do a review on the Topps cards for the sequel. And then at the back, interestingly, they've got an advert for Topps collector's cards for the special edition trilogy of Star Wars, which at the time was the bee's knees, but since the scenes that they've actually shown here have been updated, well, the Dewback hasn't, but Jabba the Hutt has been redone in 2004, so actually this is looking dated now, but I just thought that was interesting. On the back page, what I thought was cool is that if you just started collecting these and you needed back issues of Return to Jurassic Park or Raptors Attack, you could place pre-orders here on the back page, and there was a little order form as well. So that's really cool to see, and these comics were really difficult to get hold of, so it's nice to see that there is an order form. And on the back we've just got order form for Xena Princess Warrior merchandise. So that was obviously what was popular at the time in 1997. Okay, so on to the compilation graphic novel released in the UK. First thing to note about this one is that the pages are really glossy, so the artwork is much improved. So here you can see them next to each other, and the colours are just much more vibrant on this one because of the paper stock that they've used. So if you are looking to read the book and you want to get the best version to read, then I would recommend getting a hold of the compilation graphic novel. Okay. So apart from that, it's pretty much the same all the way through. So there's just all of the comics condensed into one book. You don't get the cover art, unfortunately, which they've started doing with the IDW published books, but it's still a really good read, and it's very faithful to the story. A lot of it seems to contain the scenes that were deleted from the film as well, which is really cool. And then at the back here, it's got cover gallery, and you can see on these last few glossy pages we've got the artwork from issue 1, although it's missing a little bit of its pen lines. For some reason they've gone for almost like a pastel Photoshop effect on this, so that all the pen lines are a bit thinner than they are on this cover. Just interesting to note. And then here we've got the cover from issue 2. And then at the back we've got some adverts for Simpsons, Superman and Batman comics as well. And that's the back. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice graphic novel, a nice condensed version of all the comic books, and if you're just looking to read the story and see the artwork, then I'd recommend this. As a collector, I really like diving back into the comic books and finding those extra bits at the end, like the process of how they made the first issue. I enjoy those extra bits of information. So if you are a hardcore fan, I'd recommend those too. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.